Alright guys, welcome back to the theory test. This is going to be the level 6 Texas State theory test, and in this video we're just going to go over questions 1 and 2. So let's get started. Question 1 states, on the staff below, draw stems, flags, beams, sharps, or flats to make the type of notes indicated. Alright, so we gotta focus on our stem rules, so let's just start with number 1. Number 1 says, draw eighth notes on C and G, use a beam. Okay, so we're in the bass clef, and you should know by grade 6 that the spaces for the bass clef are all cows eat grass, and so I have a C and G there, so C is going to be here, I'm going to fill it in. G is going to be here, going to fill it in, and now you should know that if a stem is going to go up, it's going to go up on the right side. If a stem is going to go down, it's going to go down on the left side. The way we figure out whether or not it's going to go up or down is we look at line number 3 here, and if the note head is below line number 3, we go up on the left. If it's above line number 3, we go down, up on the right, down on the left. That's how it works. But here we have two notes, and we're going to have to use a beam. Remember, beam notes kind of look like this. So both stems have to go in the same direction. That means one of these notes here is going to have to break the rule. So the way we figure out if the note breaks the rule or not is we have to figure out which note is furthest from line number 3. So here's line number 3. Obviously the G is farther from line number 3, so both notes are going to follow the stem rule of G. So G is going to go down on the left. That means C is going to go down on the left, and then we're going to connect it with a beam just like that. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense. So the next one states we're going to use a 16th note on F sharp, use a flag, so we have to figure out where F sharp is. You should know that F sharp, or F, is right here on the 4th line in the bass clef. And then I need a beam going down because I'm above line 3. It's a 16th note, which means I need 2 flags. Flags always point to the right, and I need to make it a sharp. Sharps go before the note. Make sure the sharp is in the same line or space as the note head. If the note head's on a line, the sharp should be on a line. If the note head is on a space, the sharp should be in the space. Alright, the next one, 8th note on B flat, use a flag. B flat, 2nd line in the bass clef, or B is the 2nd line in the bass clef. Stem is going to go up because I'm below line number 3. Gotta fill that sucker in. I need to put a flat in front of it. Make sure the flat is on the same line as the B flat. And then I'm going to give it a flag. Flags always point to the right. Alright, 16th notes, double notes, on D and A. Use a beam. Alright, so I gotta find D. D's on the middle line right here. And A, I can either do the first space or the top line. I'm just going to put it down here on the first space, fill these things in. Since A is farthest from line number 3, they are both going to go up, right? And then I'm going to use 2 beams because these are 16th notes, not 8th notes. Alright, that should be all of them. Alright, question number 2 says, on the line below the staff, name the distance between each pair of notes, note the clef sign, use H for half step, W for whole step, 0 for no step, also called enharmonic, and W plus H for 1.5 steps. Okay, so here we are in treble clef, we have an E, and we have an F. Now if I were to draw a little keyboard right here, da 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 da. Alright, just imagine that that's a really good keyboard. Here would be E, here would be F. There's nothing in between it, so that is a half step. Okay, here we have G, here we have A sharp. If I draw a keyboard here, da 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 da, boom, da 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 da, and there's my keyboard. I have G to A sharp over here, so that's 1, 2, 3 half steps. That is a whole plus a half, W plus H. That should be the answer. Here I have an A, here I have a G sharp. It's not, they did this on purpose. They wanted you to be like, oh, well, G to A sharp, that's a whole plus a half, so A to G sharp, that's a whole plus a half. They don't want you to think about it. Think about it. They're trying to trick you. This is called a trick question. A to G sharp is a half step. Take a look. I'm going to draw another little keyboard here. 2, 3, bam, 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 bam. Okay, here is G sharp. Here is A. That is just a half step. Don't let them trick you. Okay. Next, we got a C. We got a B flat. If I just draw this right here. And Hopefully you know how to draw a keyboard by now. Here is C. B would be here. B flat would be here. So that would be a whole step. I'm only doing this because I don't have a keyboard directly in front of me. You should have a keyboard in front of you. Remember, on the theory test, they're going to give you a piece of paper that has a little cutout keyboard, so you don't have to draw it yourself. But it's good to know how to draw a keyboard so that you can imagine this stuff in your mind. Alright, here I'm back in bass clef, so I have a B, I have an A, B to A. You should automatically know that that's a whole step. Here, I have a D sharp, I'm in bass clef, and I have an E flat, D sharp to E flat. If I were to do that here, I'm just going to draw a quick little group of 2 black keys. Here is D sharp, here is E flat. It's the exact same note, D sharp, E flat. Same thing, I put a 0. You will have on this test at least 1 enharmonic and 1 whole plus half. I think that's how they usually do it, and all the other ones will just be a half and a whole. But there will be 1 whole plus half and 1 enharmonic pair of notes. And that is questions 1 and 2. That's all I got in this video. I hope you understood it all. Keep studying, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next one.